Hi there. We were recently driving a loaner vehicle when our van was in the shop, and this loaner vehicle had a forward-facing camera. I had never experienced that before, but I fell in love with it, and so we decided when we upgraded the stereo system in our van that we would get a head unit that would accommodate more than one camera. And so we picked up this camera here. This one is a forward, rear, or side view camera. I've got it linked in the description below. It's a Natika brand. It cost us about 35 bucks, and it comes with everything you need to install it. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how we installed this camera. But first, let's look at what all is included. We have an instruction sheet. We have the camera itself. We have the video cable. This is about 26 feet long, and it also has the power and ground cables as well. There are some zip ties for securing the cables, a small roll of electrical tape. There are two different mounting options for this camera. The first is this bracket mount. This is what we are going to use for our installation. You put the tip of the camera through the bracket and then screw the cap on, and that holds it in place like this. The other mounting option is flush mount. This is where you would drill a hole through a flat panel on your vehicle. You would put the camera through that hole and then screw the cap on to secure it in place. We are not doing this option because we don't have a flat panel on the front of our vehicle. The cool thing is, though, this kit comes with a drill to put that hole in your panel. And finally, there is also a body panel trim removal tool. So that's it. Let's get to it. We're going to use the surface mount with this little clip, and we're going to put it pretty much right there. And in order to do that, we need to take this piece off of the van. I'm going to put up a clip from our video from last year from when we upgraded the horn to show how to take this piece off. To take the grill off, we start with the T25 screws here. There's one on this side, and there's one on this side. All right, once you've got the two T25 screws out, the next thing you want to do is get these little plastic tabs. So that's where you use this guy. So what you've got here is a two-piece clip. And what we want to do is pull the center piece out because that keeps these things spread out. Once you get it all the way out, you remove that piece, then these can collapse and then you can pull that out. So the way you remove these is you get in here on that pin first of all, and pull it out. And I find that it's actually easier because this plastic thing is just a little too flimsy. But I'm just going to use a pair of needle nose pliers, and then I can just pull the whole thing out like that. Luckily, this orange trim tool that comes with the camera is much stiffer than the blue thing I used a year ago, so you'll probably have much better luck getting those tabs out with this thing. So once you've got the two screws and the four tabs removed, then there's four tabs on the lower inside part that you have to push down. And they look just like this. So we push down and that releases just like that. And I've already done these others, that's why it popped out. But here's the last one. You push down and there it goes. And there's the grill. So the first thing I'm going to do is bend these little tabs a little bit because this has to fit this round part of the logo there. Kind of like that. And like that. Let's see. So kind of rounded there. Yeah, that should work pretty good. So I'm going to use this little adhesive thing here, this kind of cushion. This is going to be my drill guide. Okay, now I'm going to get my camera and I'm going to put it on this little mount, on this little stand, like that. I'm going to feed the cord right through here. Well, I'm in luck. Look at that. It goes right through there, so I don't have to cut anything. It's just going to mount just like this. Cool. All right, now let's see if I can get these screws in there. Okay, I can get those. All right, so here's the other side. So I don't want this wire just hanging around loose back there behind the grill, so I'm going to drill a hole right through here to put this wire through. I actually drilled 2 holes. Okay, so the grill's going to go back on right here, and this wire is going to go right through this hole right here. And then putting this whole thing back together is just the opposite of taking it apart. And that's all back together with a camera here. All right, so the wire is coming through from the grill. You'll notice it's kind of short. That's because it has this plug. I'm going to attach it to this longer wire that then goes through the firewall to the head unit. But first, I also want to point out these colored loop wires here. The instructions say to cut the white one if you're using this as a forward camera, which we are, but I'm going to wait and cut this after I get the thing hooked up. I just want to see what it looks like. If I don't do it, I think it's going to have a mirror image on the screen, because this can also be used as a backup camera. The green one you cut if you want to remove the guidelines that appear on your screen, the parking guides. I think I kind of want to keep those for now, so I'm not going to cut that one yet. And then the purple one, if your unit supports AHD format and you want to use that, go ahead and cut it. So I'm not going to cut any of them yet. Basically, I'm just going to run this along the hood release cable. I'm going to attach it with cable ties. And then we're going to go right through the firewall here where there's this rubber plug. It's real easy to remove. I'm just going to cut a hole in this and run the cable through it, and this will go right through under the steering wheel, and from there it can go up to my head unit. All right, I have it routed right along the hood release cable, and then you may notice I've got the power and ground going into the cab as well. Depending on your situation, you may want to keep those out here so that you can hook them directly to the battery under the hood. For me, I'm hooking mine to the same power and ground that's powering the head unit. So next we'll go inside and route these up to the head unit. Okay, I've got the wires connected. This is the video input. It goes into the front camera input on my head unit. Let me show you what it looks like. So this is the Kenwood head unit. If I hit that button and go to camera, you can see the front view camera is working. And I've got the parking guidelines. I'm not sure I'm going to keep those, but we'll see. I'm going to go drive around and see how it works. Rear view camera, you only see the parking guidelines when you shift into reverse. But there it is, and it's working pretty well. This whole image was turned upside down when I first saw it, so I had to go outside and rotate that camera until the little up arrow was facing up. But now it works great. Now this is not a dashboard camera that records the road ahead of you in case of an accident. We are just going to use this for driving in tight spots, like parallel parking between vehicles or something like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We are super happy with it so far. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That would sure help us out. And be sure and subscribe, because we do lots of videos like this. We also do van cooking videos. We also do van life videos. Once you're subscribed, ring the little bell down there and it'll let you know anytime we put up a new video so you won't miss anything. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.